your friendly neighborhood Union College assessment guy. Today, I'm going to show you how to enter your student learning outcome data into the assessment management system in MyUnion. To get started, you will need a few things. First, you will need to locate or download the Google Chrome web browser on your computer. I recommend this browser because it tends to cause fewer errors or lose your data before it's saved. Secondly, you will need the assessment plan for the major in which you're teaching. It is likely that many of you are teaching classes that are part of several majors as well as the Liberal Education Core. You will need a copy of the Liberal Education Core course map. I can provide these for you by request. Lastly, you will need your gradebook in order to record the individual student scores. Again, you may request the assessment plans and the Liberal Education Core course map from me. I will be more than happy to send those for you. My email is listed on the screen. After you have these items, we are now ready to begin by opening Google Chrome and navigating to the MyUnion page. Once there, log in and select the Academic tab. Now click on the Program SLOs. This takes you to the page containing the link to the Program SLOs survey. Once the SLO form loads, the first drop-down box is where you select the major. This is why you need to know the majors you're teaching in. The next drop-down box is where you select the course you're going to assess. Remember, you are entering data by semester. For example, if you taught English 101 in the fall and spring semesters, you will have to complete 2 forms for that class, one for fall and one for spring. Also, you must complete a form for any courses that are part of the Liberal Education Core. Once you have selected the desired course, you choose the SLO number you're going to report. This information is contained in the assessment plan matrix. This is also where you get the courses you are required to assess. For example, if you teach a course that is not included in the matrix, you are not required to complete a form for that course. The next box, line 5, is for reporting the SLO description. This description is available in the Program Assessment Matrix. Simply copy and paste this description in the text box as plain text. Line 6 is for reporting the assignment used to assess the stated SLO. This information is also available on the Program Assessment Matrix. An exception occurs if you are reporting on a core course. In this case, you will report the actual assignment you used to assess the core SLO. Line 7 is the link to the Strategic Plan, Union 2020. This information is also on the Assessment Plan Matrix and is usually 2C or 2D for academic programs. Line 8 is the stated benchmark. This information is available on the Assessment Plan Matrix also. Simply choose the number. Now it's time to enter the student scores into the form. The form self-populates the drop-down boxes in this section with the student roster from the class you chose in line 3. Look up the first student in your gradebook and record the score by choosing either Accomplished, the best score, Satisfactory, Progressing, or Limited, the worst score. Simply repeat this for all the students in the class. In line 61, you would choose the mode of delivery. This can be face-to-face, hybrid, or online. In line 62, you list the changes you made to this class the last assessment cycle, which is usually the academic year. If no changes were made, you must explain why. For example, you may not have made any changes because students were meeting the stated benchmarks. You can't leave this box blank because any area marked required must have something in there. Line 63 is for indicating the time frame of the change. If no changes were made, choose the semester in which the course was taught. Line 64 is for success indicators. This is where you enter how you know your changes were effective. For example, if you introduced additional writing lab time for students and their scores improved on that SLO, then this will be an indicator that the improvement was a success. Now we are ready to review and submit the form. Once finished entering your information, click on Next Page at the bottom of the form. It may take a few seconds for the software to respond. At any time during the completion of the form, you can click on the Save and Finish Later button at the bottom of the form and come back at another time. Once all required sections are complete and you are satisfied with your answers, you now press Submit. If some required sections were not completed, you will see a page that highlights the incomplete sections with red font. Remember, if you cannot complete the entire submission at once, you can save the form so you can complete the submission as time allows. Once errors, if any, are corrected, select the Next Page button again at the right-hand bottom of the page, and if there are no additional errors, you can select the Submit Form button at the bottom center of the page. If you have successfully submitted your form, you will be taken back to the Assessment Management System page with a note that states, "Your form has been successfully submitted." Also, you will be able to view and print your submissions for future reference. This submission can now be found under My Program SLO Surveys Class Assessment Submissions. Remember, you will have a submission for each SLO you reported.